You may not know this, but the things you keep in your home have histories and forces that can affect your life. Some of them might be bringing poverty and bad luck to you without even realizing it. Find out about the 7 old things you should never keep if you want to clear your home of bad energy and let in more wealth. All of us have gathered things over the years, and sometimes we don't even realize that some of them are getting in the way of our progress. Buddhist advice tells us to let go of things that are no longer helpful to us. How often do we hold on to things because they are special to us or because it's what we always do? Today we're going to talk about 7 things that might not seem harmful but could be bringing poverty and bad luck into your home. Let's talk about how separation can help us make a place that is full of good energy and plenty. 1. Old clothes that are worn out. Gear that is old and worn out. It's time to talk about clothes, which we all have to hand. That article of clothing that used to make us feel beautiful and full of life but is now forgotten and worn out and sitting in a corner of our closet. Ever think about what kind of energy that old piece of clothes has? It could remind you of hard times, fears, or times when you didn't feel great about yourself every time you look at it. What happened to Maria? Let me tell you, Maria was a woman with hopes, goals, and a big heart, just like many others. Her room, on the other hand, was full of old clothes that she had gained over the years. Wearing an old top made her feel a little less every time, feeling like that old shirt was heavy on her shoulders, reminding her of bad times. The torn and dirty clothes showed how insecure she felt about herself. As she got ready for a big job interview one day, she felt sad when she looked at her closet. She felt like she was someone else when she wore those old clothes. At that time, she chose to do something different. As her heart beat faster, she began to take off all the clothes that didn't fit or made her feel good. She found it hard to let go of those clothes at first because they had been through so much. She felt lighter in her soul as she took it off, though. Maria knew that every piece of clothes she kept should represent who she really is. She chose to only wear clothes that made her feel strong and beautiful, clothes that fit the woman she really was. She felt very happy when she saw that her closet was empty. In addition to her clothes, she had freed her mind and heart. He started to wear new clothes that showed who he really was. Each new outfit made her feel better about herself. She felt both put together and like the strong, sure of herself woman she had always been inside during the interview. Not only did she get the job in the end, but it also led to new bonds and chances in her life. The things we wear have a huge effect on how we feel, as the story shows. Each piece of clothes has a story and a certain energy that goes with it. Loosing things that don't serve us anymore makes room in our lives for the beauty and wealth we want. Dear friends, think of Maria every time you open your closet door. Think about it. Does this clothing show who I am? You should let it go and make room for the new if the answer is no. Do not forget that it is not only about clothes that matters, but also how we live our lives. When we accept the new and let go of the old, we get closer to who we really are and can shine with all our light. 2. Wood that is rotting or falling apart, broken or worn out furniture. These things, which we sometimes just see as useful, can have deep spiritual and emotional meanings for us. Broken or worn out furniture is more than just an object. It shows how we feel about our surroundings and how much we pay attention to them. I would like to tell you about Clara. Claire was a giving and kind woman who was known for being friendly, but sometimes she got tired and stressed out from everything going on around her. In her living room, there was an old couch that had seen a lot of things but was no longer comfortable. It was stained from spills in the past, and one of its arms was broken, which made Clara feel bad every time she sat down. She thought about the time she felt happier and more alive every time she walked by that sofa. She knew there were things in her life that needed her attention, though, because of the closet, it was a sign of what was missing in her own life. Deep down, Clara knew that this broken sofa was a sign that she wasn't taking care of herself. A chat with a friend made her decide one day that it was time for a change. It had been years since she had been brave enough to go to a closet store. That's where he found a lovely sofa with bright colors that made him feel alive. He had forgotten about the wave of relief that he felt when he tried it. He knew right then that this new sofa would not only replace the old one, but also change his life and his home. Clara gets rid of the old sofa when she gets home because she feels like each step frees her from an emotional load she has been carrying for a long time. After she put in the new sofa, her living room became a warm and inviting place where she loved to have family and friends over. Over time, this sofa became the place where people laughed and made memories. Everyone who sat on it felt welcome, and Clara loved seeing how her home would come to life with new people. It became normal for those get-togethers to be full of talk, laughter, and love. In her heart, Clara knew that letting go of the past had made room for the beautiful, new, and important. This story teaches us that old, broken chairs are not only a pain to look at, but they can also remind us of the things we have given up in our lives. Every broken couch can stand for a part of ourselves that needs love and care. For that reason, my dear friends, if you find chairs that don't make you feel good, I want you to get rid of them. Allow the things that truly make you happy to enter your life. That's how we bring more wealth and joy into our lives. Don't forget that your home shows what kind of person you are. We take better care of ourselves when we care for the world around us. Your sofas should be a tribute to life and the moments you want to make. Let the beauty you deserve into your hearts and homes, and you will see how your life changes, becoming full of joy and plenty. A lot of us have things that hurt us or make us think of hard times, even though they were important to us at the time they were collected. These things can change our energy, and we need to be aware of how they affect our daily lives. I'd like to tell you about Anna, a woman who had many hopes and goals, but was also stuck in the past because of memories she didn't want to remember. She had kept a small box of memories in her home for many years. There were letters, pictures, and small gifts from a bad relationship inside. She would feel sad every time she opened that box because it reminded her of the love she had lost and the pain she had been through. Anna knew that these things didn't give her advice. Instead, they held her to a past she wanted to leave behind. But even the thought of getting rid of them seemed scary. Her past was shown by this box. It held a painful part of her life that had made her who she was today. But Anna also knew that getting away from those memories would not help her move on. Anna decided one day that it was time to do something after giving it a lot of thought. The box was in front of her as she sat in her living room. As soon as I opened it, the feelings started to come out. The letters, which were full of hopes and promises, seemed to be screaming at him from the past. He felt sad, but he didn't give in to it. Instead, he took a deep breath and started to glance over each item. She thought about the laughter and the pain while holding a gift from her ex. She decided then that she would not do it again. Anna let herself feel the pain and let go of the connection with each thing she took out of the box. She chose to respect those times as lessons in life instead of keeping them as a reminder of how sad they were. When she was done, she only kept a few pictures that meant a lot to her. She put the rest, the ones that brought back bad memories, in a bag to give away or recycle. It made her feel good when she finally shut the box. It felt like a big weight had been taken off his shoulders. Anna saw that she had made room in her life for new things, things that no longer served her. When she looked at her house, it made her feel refreshed and ready to let new things and people into her life. Over time, Anna started to have more and more parties and get-togethers with her friends. She felt better and lighter. Her house turned into a place of peace and love. He began to make new memories, and in every laugh and every word, he found the beauty of life he had been looking for. Being able to let go of things that no longer help you is sometimes the best way to love yourself. Things that remind us of bad times can take up valuable space in our minds and hearts, keeping us from accepting the new. I want you, my dear friends, to look around and ask yourself, what do I keep that reminds me of hard times? What stories do they bring with them? Remember that when you let go of those memories, you free up your heart as well as your house. Make a place that makes you feel good and reminds you of how beautiful life is. Make sure that every part of your home shows who you are and is full of love, joy, and potential. You will be able to enjoy new things, make new friends, and get all the good things that life has to give. These things, which we might just think of as useful, can have a big effect on how much energy our home uses. Old or broken appliances can be a sign of energy that isn't moving, taking up room, and sometimes getting in the way of the good flow we want in our lives. Let me tell you about Carlos. He is a simple man who works hard. Through the years, Carlos had gathered many appliances for his home, but his old refrigerator had always been a source of frustration. The look had gone out of date, it made noise, and most importantly, it didn't cool as well as it used to. She felt like a weight was sitting on her chest every time she opened the door and heard that strange noise. Carlos was sure that buying a new refrigerator was a waste of money. He had been able to get by for years with it, and the thought of getting a new one scared him. This refrigerator, on the other hand, was actually making her tired. His anger would wash over him every time he walked toward the kitchen, telling him that things weren't going well in his life. Carlos was tired of that noise one day, after a long day at work. He was sitting in his kitchen. As he looked at the fridge, he thought about how he had let it get in the way of his daily life. In that moment, he chose to make a difference. He went to a store nearby and found a new fridge that was quiet and worked well. As she tried it out, she felt better because she could picture her kitchen without the old appliances' annoying noise. That afternoon, Carlos got rid of the old fridge and bought a new one. A friend helped him do this. He thought that by doing that, he was not only making more room in his kitchen, but also getting his mind and energy back. After getting the new fridge and putting it in, something magical happened. It used to feel like the kitchen was heavy and crowded, but now it was bright and clean. Inside his house, the mood got better and lighter. Carlos began to enjoy his kitchen in a way he had never done before after getting a new refrigerator. She got more excited about making meals and asking family and friends to spend time with her. Laughter and talking filled her home at that time, making memories that will last a lifetime. It was amazing how things changed. The old fridge not only took up room, but it also messed up his home's energy. Carlos knew that getting rid of the things that weren't serving him had made room for more happiness and wealth in his life. He felt like he was opening the doors to new opportunities and a better life every time he opened the door of the new fridge. So, my dear friends, I urge you to take a look around and figure out which tools no longer work right. You should ask yourself, is this thing adding to my life or taking away from it? Do not be afraid to let go of things that no longer help you. Make your home a place that shows who you really are, full of love, good vibes, and most importantly, useful things. Remember that every part of your home should be a place that makes you feel good. Eliminating old and useless things will make room for new chances and a fuller life. May each choice you make help you get closer to the life you want. When we no longer need these accessories, which used to be our constant friends, they can become a burden. Just how many of us have a room full of bags we don't use anymore? Each one holds a memory or story. Let me tell you about Valeria, a woman who, like many others, had become lost in the chaos of shopping and emotional connection. For years, Valeria gathered different kinds of bags and wallets because she loved fashion. From hot summer days to cold winter nights, he had a place for everything. She later learned that many of those bags had been left in her closet and forgotten, covered in dust, and full of memories of the past. Although Valeria was cleaning her room one day, she came across a lovely leather bag that she had bought in Paris. He remembered how excited he was about that adventure when he touched it, but he also knew that he had already used it and that it was now just taking up room. This pocket, which made him feel special at the time, was now a memory of a different time. Valeria was at a loss for words every time she took a pocket out of her clothes. What if one day I need it? I thought to myself sometimes. But deep down, she knew that these thoughts were just ways for her to stay away from things that were no longer useful to her. She decided to try something new, so she sat on the floor with all of her pockets around her and looked through each one. He looked at each one and realized that some of them showed him as he had been before he had changed and grown. The time had come for Valeria to give these things to someone else to enjoy. As she started to sort her pockets, she felt both sad and relieved. She made 2 piles, one for the pockets she wanted to keep and one for the ones she was ready to ditch. By the end of the afternoon, Valeria was feeling better. She had taken things out of her pockets that didn't represent who she was anymore. Not only did it make room in her closet, but it also let go of an emotional weight she had been holding. She knew deep down that staying away from those old things only tied her to old versions of herself. A few days later, she went to the Women's Aid Center with the bags she had chosen to give away. She felt very satisfied when she gave them to them. Other women would be able to enjoy these pockets as much as she had. In addition, her closet turned into a well-organized area full of options. Each pocket she kept was a tribute to the woman she had become. Since then, Valeria has been more careful about the items she wears. Instead of picking up more things, she started to buy pieces that fit her style and made her feel strong. She felt thankful for the space and light she had made in her closet every time she looked at it. This story teaches us that wallets and bags, which we used to love, can become a sign of things we don't need anymore. It's time for you, my friends, to take a look at your closets and decide which places no longer represent you and which stories you no longer want to carry. Keep in mind that when you let go of these things, you not only make room for new things, but you also make room for new chances and a life that is more in line with who you really are. Your marriage and clothes should show who you are now, not who you were yesterday. You will make a place full of love, light, and possibilities if you do this. A lot of us have places where we hide books that used to get us excited but now just take up room. These things can sometimes become a sign of energy that isn't moving, which can bring us poverty and bad luck. Let me tell you about Martin. He was a man who loved to read. Growing up, he read more and more books because he loved them so much. He had a lot of books, magazines, and self-help books that he no longer wanted to read. Even though Martin loved reading, he started to feel like his life was going nowhere. His relationships were shallow, and his job didn't make him happy. He had always dreamed of a future full of options, but it looked like nothing was going to change. Martin found an old trip magazine while cleaning up his living room one day. He had kept it because he wanted to go to those faraway places. But when he looked at the cover, he realized it was a memory of both a lost dream and a part of his life that had been stuck in the past. When he opened it, the yellowed and worn pages told him about experiences he had never been on. When Martin looked over his shelves, he saw some books that didn't excite him anymore. He had read them once or bought them out of excitement, but now they were just taking up room and being a dust cover for his life. In that moment of clarity, he realized that these magazines and books not only took up room, but also stopped his energy from moving. It was like everything he kept was connected to a memory he didn't want to remember. In the end, Martin chose to get rid of all the books and papers that no longer interested him. He sat on the floor with his books all around him and started to read each one again. He let go of the memories of those books that were no longer a part of his life as he did this. He felt good when he realized that everything he took off the shelf brought him one step closer to his goals. By the end of the afternoon, he had a lot of books and papers that he wanted to give away. After bringing those boxes to a nearby library, Martine felt free and relieved. She not only let other people know how much she loved reading, but she also made room in her life for new things. As he let go of a book, he felt a weight lift off his shoulders. This made his home's energy flow again. Things in Martine's life started to change after that day. When he got home, his living room seemed bigger and brighter. His mind was less jumbled and more focused than it had been before. She went outside to find new things to learn and signed up for art and cooking lessons. His life was full of excitement and happiness as he discovered new things he liked. Martine knew that letting go of the old had made room for some new things. As chances began to show up, his life changed into an exciting trip full of options, getting rid of the things he had gathered, and the ideas that held him back from moving on with his life at the same time were two separate events. We can learn from this story that books and magazines can be helpful and fun, but they can also be a problem if we keep them around for no reason. Friends, I want you to take a look at your shelves and think about which books and magazines no longer excite you and whose stories you no longer want to read. Remember that when you let go of things that no longer serve you, you make room for new things and let abundance into your lives. Your home and heart will be open to new possibilities full of love, joy, and personal growth when you do this. Make your home a place where energy can flow easily, and you'll be amazed at how your life changes. 7. Things for decoration. Decorative things. These things, which were picked out with love and care at one point, can become a drag if they no longer inspire us or if they've lost their charm. We can block the good energy in our homes by storing old or broken decorations that we no longer like. This can make us feel stuck. Please allow me to tell you the story of Helena, a woman who loves decorating. He has always liked to fill his home with things that showed who he was and how he lived. Some of these things did start to shine again after a while, though. Helena had gathered a lot of decorations, paintings, statues, flowers, and other small items that, while important at the time, were now just sitting on shelves and in the hallways, forgotten. Her house was clean one day when Helena found an old vase she had bought at an antique market. She remembered how happy she was when she bought it, but when she looked at it again, she saw that it was broken and covered in dust. The flower wasn't the elegant sign it used to be. Now, it was just a reminder of a time when he cared more about filling empty places than making a space that made him feel good. Helena understood that these things had gotten the best of her, making her feel both nostalgic and sad. Many of the things that used to bring her joy and beauty to her home were now mental burdens that kept her from enjoying her space. At that point, he chose to make a change. He chose to sit in his living room and think about all the beautiful items he had collected. She looked at the things with her hands and asked herself, does this really make me happy? Does it add to the good energy in my home? A lot of them said no. Helena felt like a weight was lifted off her shoulders with each thing she let go of. It felt good to let go of a picture that didn't speak to her anymore, or a statue that had lost its color. By the time she was done, she had a lot of trinkets and boxes that she didn't want anymore. She saw that she had made her home cleaner and more peaceful when she looked at it. The light was coming in from all sides, making her room feel warmer and more alive. When she opened the window, she felt like the fresh air brought her new chances and energy. A few days later, Helena planned a small get-together for her friends. It made her happy to see how much they liked their new home. The laughing and talking filled the air, making memories that will last a lifetime. That change not only made her home look different, but it also made her feel better. She saw that getting rid of things that didn't serve her anymore had made room for things that were new, beautiful, and important. This story teaches us that home decor items, even if they are pretty, need to have meaning for us and help create the mood we want in our homes. Dear friends, I want you to take a look around you and think about what decorations you no longer like and what parts of your life no longer make sense to you. By getting rid of these things, you not only make room for new things, but you also let energy flow easily through your home. Make a space that is full of love, joy, and beauty that shows who you really are. You will be able to have new adventures and a fuller, more meaningful life if you do this. It's easy to get lost in the mess of things we've collected over the years when we look around. But as we'll see today, each of these things has a story and an energy that can change our lives. By getting rid of things that don't serve us anymore, we not only make more room in our homes, but we also make it easier for ourselves to grow and have more money. Keep in mind that detachment is more than just getting rid of things. It's a way to show yourself love. It's possible for new chances, relationships, and experiences to come into our lives when we let go of the old. We can have a better future with everything we choose to let go of. I have seen how distance can change things many times in my life. There was a time when I kept things because they were important to me emotionally. Every time I walked by things in my house that didn't fit with who I was now, I felt heavy in the heart. It was when I chose to let go of those things that I went through a huge change. I remember when I cleaned up my area, I thought about both happy and sad times as I looked at an old glass that was a gift. I felt like I was letting go of a part of my life that I didn't need anymore when I let it go. I've learned since then that letting go of things that don't make me whole again opens my heart to new opportunities and a fuller life. Life is always moving forward, and separation helps us get in sync with that movement. Studies in positive psychology have shown that saying affirmations to yourself every morning can help you feel more confident and open to new ideas. This makes it more likely that you will see and take advantage of real possibilities. Picture yourself saying this line with full conviction. Think about what it means to you. It could be the chance to fix your money problems, the coming of a project you've been waiting for, or the comfort of knowing that your needs will be met. As you say this statement over and over, picture in your mind exactly how a successful life would look. This turns your desire for wealth into something more real and attainable, and it strengthens your resolve to stay open to the universe's gifts. Simple as this daily habit is, it has a big effect because it reminds your subconscious that you are in touch with abundance. You also build a routine that helps you focus on the good and be open to new opportunities by doing the practice every day. It creates what scientists call the consistency effect, a force inside you that makes you stick to the path you've chosen. Another idea from science is that saying statements every day helps your brain create new patterns. By saying a prosperity affirmation first thing in the morning, you are actually reprogramming your brain to see and attract chances for success and safety. So, this short morning routine is more than just a way to practice visualizing. Creating a new world on purpose is what it is. And it doesn't have to be hard. You can think about this statement for 1 minute straight while being quiet and focused. It gets stronger the more you focus on and feel what you say. If you do this small thing every day, it will keep building the energy of abundance that you started to create during the 3 nights of practice. By doing this exercise every morning, you end the ritual cycle and start a cycle of constant abundance. This keeps the door open to the universe and the blessings that are on their way. This daily statement will help you remember that wealth is a part of your life and that you are ready to accept it with confidence and thanks. To make this rite even stronger, let's add some natural ingredients that have been used for hundreds of years to bring good luck and safety. Adding small things like a coin, a garlic clove, and bay leaves can make the ritual more powerful and help it connect with wealth even more. Every one of these things has a strong meaning and helps the intention you are sending out into the world. The coin comes first. It directly stands for the flow of money and good luck. Pick out a unique coin. It could be one that means a lot to you or that you have kept for some other reason. Putting this coin on the pillow next to your purpose makes a direct link with your desire for material wealth, as if the money symbol itself were supporting the practice. The coin serves as a physical reminder that success is real, and within your grasp. Garlic is the next part. Garlic has long been seen as a strong sign of safety. It helps keep away bad energies that could get in the way of success. Adding a garlic clove to the ritual is like putting up an energetic wall that stops doubts, fears, or other bad things from getting in the way of your purpose. As you put the garlic under the coin, picture a wall of protection around you. This will keep your mind and energy free to attract only good things that will help you. Last but not least are the laurel leaves, which represent winning, plenty, and good luck. A long time ago, winners were given laurel crowns as a sign of their honor and success. If you put 3 laurel leaves next to your goal, it means that you have overcome cash problems and are now ready for a new stage of your dreams. Feel the power of this old custom as you add the ajas, and picture each one as a magnet for wealth. Your right becomes even stronger now that it has these 3 extra parts: the coin, the garlic, and the laurel ajas. Each part serves a different purpose that adds to and strengthens the exercise. As you get them ready, take a moment to hold each one, close your eyes, and remind yourself of your goal. Allow the weight of the coin, the smell of the garlic, and the feel of the bay leaves to help you connect with your purpose even more. Incorporating natural aspects into the ritual also makes it seem more real. By following these old customs, you are honoring traditions that know nature has the power to change forces. Even small ones of these things have meanings that reach deep into the mind. Psychology says that when we use symbols and rituals, our subconscious minds understand them in a strong and positive way, which strengthens the link with desire even more. It feels like the world is working with you to make your desire stronger and safer, with these extra elements adding to your sense of power and protection. By adding these things to the ritual, you boost your confidence in the process, which is a mentally important part of making your wish come true. Put these things under your pillow before you go to sleep and picture wealth coming to you. You should feel safe, guided, and at peace with the world. These things not only make the practice stronger, but they also boost your faith in the good things that are on the way. Now that you know about this old rite, you can make it more powerful. For a moment, picture being surrounded by hundreds or even thousands of people who are all working together to bring wealth and success to everyone. This is the power of working together. When a lot of people have the same goal, their energy force adds to the field, making it stronger and more likely to come true. This is more than just a thought. Science has shown that working together can change the results and make it easier to reach your goals. I'd like to invite you to something special. Leave a comment below saying, "I am ready to receive prosperity in all areas of my life." If you want to make your practice stronger and bring more wealth into your life. By doing this, you not only show that you are still committed to wealth, but you also join a group of people who are also trying to change their financial and energetic situations. Before you leave, please like this video and share it with someone else who is also trying to find their abundance. If you think this routine has helped you see things more clearly and given you useful tools to make your life better. Sharing what you know not only helps other people, but it also makes your own energy of success stronger. Remember that you always have the power to make changes in your life. You can use that power, direct it, and bring everything you want into your life through small practices like this one. Every move you make is a step toward the life you really want. Don't give up on your belief that you can make that happen. You are almost there. You are a valuable part of this group, so thank you for being here. We're making a place where everyone can find and use their full ability by working together. I'll see you in the next video, where I'll talk more about tools and routines that can help you get rich. See you later.